to shoulder. Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut. Special treat for us tonight to travel to the west side and get a very intriguing matchup on the lacrosse side in our great state of Michigan. One of the better teams in Division II, Byron Center, hosting one of the better teams in Division I, the 9-2 Comets of Grand Ledge, who have a Mr. Lacrosse reigning here in Michigan on the roster. Guy going to play for Michigan next year. Quite the challenge for a Byron Center team that comes in feeling good after a slow start to the year. They are red hot and trying to keep it going against Grand Ledge tonight. Tom Seibel, Evan Stockton with alongside the rest of our great crew. Tom, when we look at this matchup tonight, again, you got Grand Ledge coming in at 9-2 with a lot of talent. And on the other side for Byron Center, all of a sudden after a slow start, they're playing some really good lacrosse. So who do you think has more to prove in this game tonight?
I think Grand Ledge has more to prove tonight, but Byron Center has a bigger opportunity, and we'll see who takes advantage of it.
You talk about talent for Grand Ledge. Tyson Cooper's an outstanding player. Going to Michigan last year, Mr. Lacrosse in this state. He very well could have won it again this year. So if you're Byron Center, if you're that coaching staff waiting to defend such a talented player, how the heck do you try to do it?
I mean, there's a couple ways you can approach it, obviously, but a lot of times you just throw your best athlete on them, make them make plays. A lot of times defenders, guarding the best player, they go for the takeaways. Sometimes you want to put somebody on that just goes body to body, and I'd be putting one of our best athletes out there on them.
Try to put athletes on them, and this Byron Center athletic department is doing really good things. Football made the state championship. Basketball was really good, and now lacrosse, which has some football guys and basketball guys on it, trying to make some noise in the spring. Let's hit a break and come on back. We'll talk to the coaching staff for Byron Center when you come on back. Fun one tonight, full night. Grand Ledge and Byron Center coming up in just a little bit. Exciting night for us here on the Prep, getting a chance to cover some Michigan high school lacrosse and a fun matchup between Division II Byron Center and Division I Grand Ledge, who has the reigning Mr. Lacrosse in the state, and he may be Mr. Lacrosse again. We'll get to that scouting report with head coach Luke Vanderkoy for Byron Center in a second. But first, I got to ask you about the win for you guys the other day, 16-15 in overtime over Cranbrook. What the heck happened?
Yeah, man, it was just a game of offensive weapons, right? It was a back and forth. We got going early offensively in that first half of the game, had a pretty sizable lead coming into the fourth quarter, but as every lacrosse coach says, it's a game of runs, and Cranbrook went on their run, ended up tying the game. My boys fought through some adversity that game, though. But they stood tall, ended up winning, killing two man downs to get the ball over to offense, and we ended up putting the ball in the back of the net to win the game.
You guys had a tough start to the year. What was it, 0-2, 0-3 to start the season? So
Yep.
how have you found a way to start turning some of those losses into close, exciting wins like you had the other night?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm an expert on anything, right? I just went back and did some reading and just looked at the team, and it just really came out down to, like everyone says, if you do the little things right, great things will happen, right? So we just started just really focusing in on our fundamentals, on our offensive sets, our defensive sets, and then really just gelling as a new team, right? Coming in as a new head coach, had the regime was kind of the same, right? Now it's a little bit different, so just really finding our own, and we started to find that.
You talked a little bit earlier about how you guys like to get up and down and some of the weapons you have. For those watching this game here tonight, who do they need to look out for on your team? Yeah,
first off, you got to look for number 8, our starting attackman, Reed Cardes. The kid is an All-American material, right? He's a strong lefty at attack, really will go in. He can control a game right off. He can control the pace of a game for our offense. Then also offensively, number 6, Luke Philo at our midfield. He does a great job of really in between the lines lines, as we say, right? If you're running next to him, he's going to beat you. He's a fast kid, really good IQ for the game moving forward, and a strong weapon for our team. And then obviously, right off the rip at the start of the game is our face-off guy, Luke Maas, number 2. He has been incredible for us. I think as of Saturday's game, he's at a 411 career face-off wins. He's at 62% right now. Is just really dominating at the X, which just allows our offense to really go off. And then obviously in between the pipes, we have Connor Hummer, our goalie, really stepping into some big shoes after our All-American goalie left last year, but you wouldn't even notice because the kid's been doing so well for us.
Elite last name, by the way. If your last name's Hummer and you're playing lacrosse, you probably got to be the goalie. 'Cause we gotta stop things. So, Coach, we know very well here on the Prep the athletic success of Byron Center the last couple of years. Football plays for a state championship. Basketball has been really, really good.
Yeah.
What do you want people to know about your lacrosse program that they'll watch here tonight?
I mean, I would just say we're on the map. To be honest, West Side lacrosse right here in Michigan is something that we say that we're always fighting each other, right? And I would say in years prior, people were just like, oh, it's just Byron Center. And now it's, oh, it's Byron Center. We have to prep for that team because they're going to come out and play a very physical game, right? A game of lacrosse that our team plays at a very high level and a fast level, which is really great to know as where teams like, hey, we have to start scouting for you guys because you're a threat out here.
So, leaning into tonight is you take on a Grand Ledge team that is good and is really talented and likes to get up and down the field. In a few hours, if we ask you, hey, you won, why did you win? What do you think the answer would be?
I'm gonna say it again. It's my players. Coach always says it. It's the little things, man. We were the team that fundamentally did the things right. Right. We know that they have an offensive weapon on their team. He's a lefty, right? So we got to be aware of that. He's gonna want to shoot on his left, right? But he's also gonna be looking backside. So offensively, if we get the ball over and we're passing and catching and we're connecting with each other and finding the back of the net, of course we're gonna see success, right? It's the little things that will lead us there.
And then the last one for Coach, you can obviously see this. He looks a little younger than a lot of the high school coaches we cover. So when you are a more recent high school and college graduate and you're coaching high school guys, is that a blessing? Is that a curse? How does that work?
It's a blessing. First and foremost, the coach is one of the greatest things ever. Honestly, I really do enjoy it. And it's relatable, right? I told you earlier, right? We play lacrosse. It's a very physical sport, a sport that tests you as a man. You take a hit from a guy, you have to immediately figure out, what am I going to go and do with that? Am I going to go punch him in the mouth, or am I going to still play my game, right, to give my team success? And seeing it as a younger guy, right, and teaching that to my 16 to 18-year-olds, right, is great, and I fully enjoy that.
Coach Luke Vanderkoy for the Byron Center Bulldogs. Heck of a matchup tonight with the Comets of Grand Ledge. One of the best in D2 against one of the best in Division I. We're excited to bring it to you right after this. Hang tight. Shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move, and it's out of here.
covering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Fun one for us to get to cover tonight. Byron Center, which has had so much athletic success over the last calendar year, has a lacrosse team that's coming in playing really well. They started 1-4. Now they're 8-5. They've won 8 out of their last 9, and they're taking on a Grand Ledge team led by that guy wearing 24, Tyson Cooper, maybe the best lacrosse player in the state of Michigan. He's bound for the University of Michigan next year, and his whole team's pretty darn good. They come in with this game with a record of 9-2. They're a perfect 6-0 in their conference. They've won 5 straight games, and Tom Seibel, what's coming up for Grand Ledge is an entire tour around the west side of the state. It starts today against a Byron Center team that does feel like they really want to make a statement against this talented Grand Ledge team tonight.
Yeah, it's a Division I, Division II matchup. You always kind of want to beat the opponent that's got the upper hand in terms of division, but it doesn't mean anything for the playoffs necessarily, but it's really good competition, just what you want to get starting up here in early May.
Owen DeYoung, one of the talented men up front for Byron Center. They also like their Fogo, number 2, Luke Moss, who will begin this one against Brant Underhill, the junior wearing 10 for Grand Ledge. For those not familiar with the lacrosse vernacular, Fogo is short for face-off, get-off. Your job is to win the face-off and then get the heck off the field. Luke just won the face-off, and now he's going to get the heck off the field. Off we go, Byron Center and Grand Ledge on a perfect day for lacrosse. Finally starting to feel like spring, although with the sun kind of starting to set and the temperature in the low 60s, high 70s, it does feel a little bit like football season today.
It does. But this is the perfect temperature to be playing right now. Nice dry afternoon.
You're getting a look at the starters for Byron Center. Watch for Reed Cardis, the senior, who has about 50 goals this year for Byron Center. Philo on the move, switch to the right side, but sent it off the left side of the goal. Byron Center coaching staff was hyping up Philo before the game. Now another try on frame and a save made by Grand Ledge. Couple of good looks early for Byron Center.
Yep, couple of good looks, and we're going to see what happens here with Grand Ledge's first possession.
Now look, Tyson Cooper grabs a lot of the headlines, Tom, but this is a team that has talent all up and down their roster. Team that lost some talent last year. Landon Parker was on last year's team. One of the best face-off men statistically in the history of America. He's now playing college lax at Monmouth.
I've coached against him a couple of years, and it is a frustrating job at the X trying to get somebody to get that ball.
I can tell it was frustrating just by the tone of your voice. Cooper, a big rip, but a nice save. Rebound loose in front of the cage. Still being battled for. It's a rugby scrum and a lacrosse game, and finally scooped up by Byron Center's Connor Hummer.
Here we go, a little transition opportunity.
Cardis gave it up. One more pass. Couldn't connect in the middle with Sarver. That's what the Byron Center coaching staff was telling us before the game. We got to do the little things right and connect our passes.
Good opportunity there to push it. Nothing wrong with that, taking a chance. Odd man opportunity like that leads to a lot of goals in a game.
Both these teams are excellent scoring it. Each scores about 12 goals per game. Both coaching staffs expected an up and down game. So go figure, we're about 3 minutes in and no one scored yet. It's usually how these things work. Olivier, the junior, circles behind the cage. There is no shot clock in high school lacrosse. Big rip and a shot wide from Cooper. It's backed up and the Comets will keep it. Giving Cooper that much room is a dangerous exercise. Ooh, a creative little flip to the front. That looked like it was a behind-the-back pass, but Cooper couldn't quite get all he wanted to on that shot, Tom.
No, I don't know the pass there increased the angle behind the back. I like it when it makes it a better pass or a better shot, but otherwise.
You're saying don't be cute for cute's sake. Is that what you're saying?
Unless you're going to be Sports Center top 10, I like the easy to make pass.
Still waiting for our first goal here. Both Byron Center and Grand Ledge have had some clean looks, but they've gone begging. Nice spin in the middle by Cameron Bale, but some strong defense by Grand Ledge. That long pole of Underhill whacking away. It's a Byron Center team coming off maybe their best win of the year, 16-15 in overtime over Cranbrook. When we asked the coaching staff before the game about that win, I mean, just the grin on their faces told the story. Bounce shot and it's home. It's a finish for Luke Philo. And an early salvo for Byron Center. Tom, they were talking about Philo before the game, and he didn't disappoint early on.
No, you saw the speed there. Bring it over the top, increase your angle, get the goalie moving. Great shot. Low.
Do you think that bounce shot was part of the plan, or it just was a fortuitous part of the plan?
Nobody's ever missed under the net.
Moss the win.
Here we go.
Fogo gives it up to the middle. Oh, and it got blocked. Giving up the body, but Moss comes back and takes it away. They did not undersell his impact. You can already see what he does for Byron Center a couple of minutes in.
Winning the faceoff, huge part of the game. It's underestimated, but that's why, a lot of scholarships out there in college for Fogos.
Landon Tungate down that right alley, and a save made. Yes, that is the same Landon Tungate who you probably got to know really well the football field this year. It's a good look down that right alley. Grand Ledge trying to scoop it up with a long pole. And found by Byron Center. This is DeYoung. Faking his way. Passing in front, and another finish for Byron Center. How about that start? There's Reed, Curtis, and a 2-0 lead.
2 successful rides in that possession. That's huge for Byron Center there. Keeping the ball on the offensive end, keeping Grand Ledge on defense. That'll wear down the defense quickly.
What'd you think of this setup, too, finding the open man in front?
Yeah, after that broken play, I mean, you keep running, keep your feet moving, cutters. There's always going to be somebody that gets lost in the mix of that ground ball, and you keep your eyes open for sure. That's a great cut.
Oh, we have a false start on Moss, and Grand Ledge will take that. Team that loves to score is barely controlled here so far. Grand Ledge has won 5 in a row. Their only 2 losses this year to Heartland and Rockford, who are 2 of the best in Division I. Those 2 teams that Grand Ledge has lost to have a combined 22-5 record this year. Cooper gave it up. And another save by Hummer. Closed off that angle. That keeper for Byron Center, Hummer, had to replace a really darn good one last year, but they call him one of the team MVPs, and that was a big stop. And now, Tom, here we go. Byron Center, the opportunity to take that momentum again into the attacking third.
Yeah, we'll see what they set up here. See if they try and pull it out, get something settled, or keep attacking.
This is Philo, who's already scored once. Number 6, Philo, and number 8, Cardis are the 2 big guns offensively. Drop pass in the middle. Scooped up on the run by DeYoung. Patient possession here for Byron Center. Can afford to do it. Still 5 minutes remaining. First quarter. Oh, and a good stick check. There's that long pole again of Underhill. He's been pretty good so far for Grand Ledge. Feels like a big stop on there, Tom.
That definitely was. That's what's maybe going to switch the momentum here a little bit. We'll see what Grand Ledge gets set up in. They've been trying to force everything or start everything from X. But Byron Center's been defending it well. We'll see how.
Olivier had it tipped. That was Brown Jr. Got to get it clear here.
Oh.
Couldn't do it.
Oh,
fortunate bounce. It bounced right by Ryan Balser. Byron Center on the run. Bounce shot. They got another one. It's Luke Philo again. That's been his magic trick, the bounce shot early in this one.
Good off-hit shot there, far side. You can see why Byron Center likes to play fast. They're doing well. Keeping the pressure on.
Unfortunate break there for Grand Ledge, and that leads to another Philo opportunity. Got the geometry right on that one.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, a little pressure here for Grand Ledge, team that's won 5 in a row. But again, that Fogo Moss has been excellent for Byron Center. The only face-off he's lost is because he started too early.
Yep. And that's been a make-it-take-it situation for Byron Center so far.
Late stick check there from Underhill as Byron Center was racing toward the cage again. Another missed pass to the middle. A long rolling ball, bodies careening all over the place. I mean, is that missed pass there, Tom, a symptom of Grand Ledge just not being comfortable right now? What's going on?
I think it's a little bit of that, a little bit of getting on your heels. You know, 3-0, 3 quick goals. Want to make something happen, but really, rides and clears possessions in the game, right? Huge part of controlling and winning a lacrosse game here is clearing the ball, face-offs.
I mean, so far, you got to give some love to Byron Center defensively, too. This Grand Ledge team loves to score. They've scored 11 goals per game in their last 7 wins. Trying to dodge to room. Shot blocked. And Grand Ledge staves off the Byron Center opportunity for now. They got to get it clear. Underhill having trouble, all sorts of it. But they do get it over midfield. Here he is, Tyson Cooper, reigning Mr. Lacrosse in Michigan. The future Wolverine, to the left, and a finish. That is talent on display.
You'll see the early deception here on the shot with his shoulders looking low, looking like he's going to force it low, up high. Textbook.
How many times do you think that's been practiced in the backyard?
Probably a handful.
Maybe more than a handful?
Yeah. He definitely didn't pull that out for the first time here.
You know, the funny thing about Tyson Cooper, 24 for Grand Ledge, is he's going to Michigan, but obviously he grew up in Spartan country. His parents both went to state. He grew up a state fan, but they don't have a lacrosse program at the Division I level right now, so Tyson's going to play at U of M. He said it was hard to get his parents to say go blue for the first time, but they've started buying their maize and blue stuff in advance of next year. I mean, the growth, Tom, at the Big Ten level of lacrosse, specifically at programs like Michigan. You see it at the high school level here. This is not just a sport dominated by all those East Coast schools that we've heard about for so long.
No, it's not. And, I mean, you see guys from the Midwest all over the country contributing that are athletes. I mean, it's not the most you don't have to have the most savvy tech or stick skills to be successful in sport lacrosse, that's for sure.
Just got to look at Eli Zashevsky, The goalie for Grand Ledge. Fell down 3-0, but Cooper's got the last one to make it 3-1. Under 90 seconds to go, first quarter. Play 12-minute quarters here at the high school level.
Looks like they're trying to set up something probably for a last-minute shot here. Close out the quarter on a high note.
Ooh, Cooper dropped that pass. Tyson back to get it. Olivier's pass a little behind him. They'll get him at X.
Good
Fake the shot. Fake it again. Tyson Cooper! Oh, it went in.
Good save by the goalie. Just
when you're that good, you get some breaks. Hummer nearly made this stop for Byron Center, but Cooper, after a couple of really nifty moves, had just it up for a second tonight. That fake was so good it faked out our camera guys. How about that? When you evaluate him, Tom, when you see Cooper play at this level, when he gets to the next level, what will be on his hit list to be better at?
it's tough to say. I mean, every player can improve all the time, right? It's probably going to be what he's relied on for at Michigan.
That was fast. Byron Center getting up and down. How about 3 for Luke Philo? And the lead back to 2.
But to get back to your question, he might not be relied on as much as a goal scorer in Michigan. So it's going to be, how does he create opportunities and then move the ball potentially more, or, who knows what position they'll put him in, right? At that level, it's all about, in my opinion, getting playing time and helping out the team the best way you can.
Well, that's the 3rd for Philo. Still 35 seconds just about here to go first quarter.
Oh.
Cooper whacked that long pole in the middle. Looks like he got AJ Cortez, who is down. AJ clutching that right knee. This was a physical confrontation right in the middle. He got whacked right near his kneecap.
Yeah, that does not feel good. Normally, I don't like to see that one-handed swing. Normally, those get called by refs. But
so they'll look at AJ. He's sitting on his backside right at the 49-yard line.
You don't have a graphic of him, do you?
AJ, the senior, to his feet. Coming off the field. It's one of those where sometimes the sting, right, hits you in the right spot. Hopefully AJ's able to shake it off.
there's definitely not a good spot to get hit with a stick in lacrosse. Again, attest to that.
Shout out to his coach, too, on the left, Luke Vanderkoy. Helping him off the field, the sign of a true coach. Grand Ledge a chance to trim it back to 1. Let's see, they attack this. 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Olivier gave it up. Cooper one more. Oh, what a find and a finish. Alex Honig, a postage stamp into that right corner.
Well, he heard me talking, and he decided to dish it up this time.
Excellent feed to Honig. Got a little bit of help with some traffic in front, but that thing was a rip into the corner.
Well, we still have 11 seconds here, so Byron's had 2 fast break goals off faceoffs. So let's see if you can see Grand Ledge's, all their wings are down tight by the 40 trying to stop that fast break.
Here it is on cue. Moss lost the ball, though. Rolling ball that's going to allow the rest of the quarter clock to bleed out. We got a fun one brewing at Byron Center on a sunny Monday night in early May. Tyson Cooper scored twice for Grand Ledge. Luke Philo scored 3 times for Byron Center. And they got a 1-goal lead after 12 minutes of lacrosse.
First, life gives us many. From buying your first car or first home to starting a business, Alliance Catholic Credit Union is here for you every step of the way. From checking and savings accounts and youth accounts to auto loans, mortgages, business needs, and financial planning. A full-service financial institution with over 70 years of experience. We're committed to serving your firsts, seconds, 50ths, and every day in between. Alliance Catholic Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk that. At the same time, gotta walk that. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, hit me up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before.
Start of the second quarter at Byron Center, a rare face-off loss for Luke Moss. And Grand Ledge with a chance to tie the game. Byron Center led it 3-0 early, but the offensive machine for the Comets has started to crank up. A couple of goals for Tyson Cooper, and he set up Alex Haenig's beautiful goal at the tail end of the first. Room for Cooper, winding and shooting high. I think Hummer got a piece of that too for Byron Center.
He definitely did.
Grand Ledge backed it up. Now they'll put Cooper at X. Big shot for him that just whistled high. Still Grand Ledge possession here.
They're trying to lock him off, but sometimes easier said than done.
Got a little room. Oh, he scored again! The Maestro at work! And we're tied. That man has just about every tool in the bag for a high school lax player.
He likes coming down that right side of the wing, coming tight, close to the goal. I think we're going to see Byron come up with a game plan here to defend that going forward.
Do you think they're trying to push him to the left like that?
You definitely don't want him going over the top. So there's really it's a lose-lose situation, but get him going down the alley, get a slide early. That's really what you want to see.
Yet another face-off win for Moss. One of the better Fogos in the state, nearly 70% on face-offs this year. And he's right about that average so far tonight. Byron Center has never trailed.
No,
outside. Shot off the side of the cage. Some of the Byron Center faithful in front of us thought it was in. No dice. That pass high on the clear. And the race won by Byron Center. Chris Brown Jr., the long pole got to it. Here's Philo. He of the 3 goals already. He wants a 4th. Oh, his pass in front was a little bit behind the intended target. And it's a Byron Center turnover.
Good cut, tight quarters there. But you can tell Byron Center likes to push it, even though they didn't have the numbers there. Created it with some speed.
Think Philo should have shot that one with the way he's been shooting it today?
Right now he might be thinking that, but you got to let him know that you're not going to shoot it every time, I guess.
Cooper just powered his way through a couple of Byron Center middies. Grand Ledge has scored 4 of the last 5 in this game. Mason Myers. Jump shot. Got tipped. That was Ryan Balser who let it go. Excellent effort by Hummer, but it will remain Grand Ledges. Connor Hummer, first-year goalie for Byron Center, way out of the net there. Cooper won that with a dive behind the net, but Hummer came close. Byron Center kind of clear. Talon Irish. And he threw it behind Philo. Unsuccessful clear for Byron Center. How do you think Talon Irish feels on Cinco de Mayo?
Got to be great. I mean,
sure.
Why would you not?
Irish people can enjoy margaritas too.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. Except not in high school.
If you can enjoy
Byron
St.
Center.
Patrick's Day.
Strong turnaround to the year, Tom. After starting 1-4, Byron Center's barely lost ever since. They are very proud of players like Josiah and notable alumni who have started to play collegiately. You know, we've talked already about the football success, the basketball success they've had here at Byron Center recently. And coaching staff said, hey, a rising tide lifts all boats, and we really feel like with everything that's going on here, why can't lacrosse be the next great program here? They're proving it so far this year. It's been a good year.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason it can't, right? Obviously, there's great athletes in Byron Center, and I think the lacrosse team's been successful in that realm of, recruiting some of those athletes from other sports over and getting them into lacrosse earlier, and that will only grow over time.
You've seen this being a coach at this level, being involved in the sport. You talk about guys migrating over from other sports to play lacrosse. How important is that athleticism from other sports like football and basketball and whatever the case may be, taking that onto the lacrosse field?
There's so many similarities between football, basketball, even wrestling in some regards. Like, there's just a lot of crossover that's relevant for lacrosse, and it's great to see guys come out. Especially when I was the coach, I was always trying to recruit guys that were either juniors or seniors and never played before, just to get out there. A lot of them are friends with the guys on the team, so it's a little bit more fast-paced than some of the other spring sports, so sometimes isn't that hard of a sell.
Byron Center trying to get this lead back.
We're seeing a little bit of a zone here, too, from Grand Ledge.
Big rip and a finish. The angle worked. That's the second for Reed Cardis.
They've been playing man all night, Grand Ledge has, and I think they tried to come out of that timeout with a little bit of trickery, and either Byron Center was ready for it, or that's something that Grand Ledge doesn't put in very often. Either one.
Why do you think they went to that zone? Just a change-up?
Yeah, I think just change of pace, really. I mean, I think Byron Center's been doing a great job controlling the tone on offense and trying to throw a little wrinkle in there, see if they can get an easy turnover. And
good wing play there. Yeah, for the one of the rare times tonight they actually come up with it off a face-off. Still about half this quarter to go, plus another 30 seconds or so. Grand Ledge has never led in the game, but Tyson Cooper, their star, has scored 3 times, while Philo and Cardis have played brilliantly for Byron Center. They've combined for all the goals. Honig bounces one off the post. Rolling back to the middle, and he's back to get it. That close to a tie. Alex has already scored once in this game. Nearly added another. That thing clanged off the iron.
Grand Ledge subbing here, getting Cooper back on.
Tyson, what a find to the middle and a finish. Mason Myers, the beneficiary of another sweet dish from Tyson.
He's drawing everybody's eyes to him when he has the ball. And, you know, teammates are going to be the benefactors of that if they're in the right spot at the right time here. That's all the way across Byron Center's whole defense there. It's a great look, but something you want to see the guys get the stick on if they can. But it seems like everybody's watching Tyson there run over the center of the field.
Yeah, Tom, it's interesting, any level of college, whether you go up to the PLL, whether you go to college, high school. Yeah, there's guys like Cooper who obviously want to score, but they do almost get as much joy in finding their teammates on really great passes like that.
Oh, of course. I mean, their teammates are feeding them the ball too. So, you know, point's a point. In some ways, it doesn't matter who puts it in.
5-all. Shot goes wide for Byron Center. Officially now at that halfway mark of the second quarter. Krzyzewski has been a man in demand in goal for Grand Ledge. Sometimes at the goalie spot in lacrosse, you're defined by the couple of saves you made. He's made a couple in this game. Landon Tungate back out to the top. Saw that twirl a couple of times on the football field this year. Byron Center made it all the way to the state title this year and lost to Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Several involved in this broadcast like hearing that. Ball loose in the middle. Oh, was found amidst the junk, and Byron Center back in front. It's Cooper Hickson's first tonight.
There you go. Pick it up right from the scrum and get rid of it right away. Goalie's not ready. Nobody's ready for it down here. Everybody's looking for the ball on the ground. Quick pickup. Good goal.
It's like finding $10 on the sidewalk walking around. That's a nice little treat right there.
Yeah, except you want to keep it in your pocket. You find $10. It's more like a penny throwing it back.
There you go. 6-5 Byron Center. They still have never trailed in this game, although we have had a couple of ties.
Oh, here we go.
Moss right off the faceoff. Just kickstarting that offense for Byron Center yet again. Bryce Bowling for Cameron Bale. Bowling sizing it up. Goal line extended, a swim move to get free. Patient possession here for Byron Center. Cameron Bale dodging his way away from a couple. Pass to the front. Awkward shot went wide from Bowling. Backed up by Byron Center. Mason Sarver gave it up with 2 coming. Back out to Bowling. Again, friendly reminder for you, there is no shot clock in high school lacrosse. Added that shot clock in college a few years ago. Shot bounces wide. Flag out.
Oh.
Shot wide. And we will have a man-up opportunity for Byron Center for the first time tonight.
I think we're just going to have a push here, but we'll see.
Yep, got a little push in the back. It's on Brody Nichols. So Byron Center to the man-up. Luke Vanderkoy hoping to push the lead back to 2. Said the focus in this game was they were totally fine with playing the up and down style of game that's happening, but do the little things right.
Yeah, you can play fast, but you got to be under control. And that's the difference. That's what I think they were talking about with little things there is you still got to pass and catch, even if you're playing fast. Here we go.
Oh, save. Jashevsky made the stop. Byron Center still
good
got
ride.
it in the man-up scenario. Throwing it back out to the top. Shot off the pipe.
I think that was in.
Did it go in? They have not signaled that it has. I can't believe it didn't go in. Man has been released.
Oh.
And the race won by
There you
Byron
go.
Center. We got to get another look. I don't know how this shot didn't go in, Tom.
I think it did. I think it had so much spin on it that it hits the bottom, goes across the line, spins back out. It happens, and it's hard to catch. It happens fast.
I mean, poor Jackson O'Keefe, number 23, was pointing every limb that he had toward the net going, that went in. Did nobody see it? I did.
Oh, well, they got another man down here.
O'Keefe got rocked in the middle. There are multiple flags out here.
We might get another here in a second. Here.
Byron Center about to go to the man up.
Oh.
They just went to the man up. Grand Ledge killed off that 30-second penalty. And judging by the multiple flags, Tom, I think this one may be longer. But again, another look at that wicked shot from O'Keefe that apparently didn't go in. See that little left nugget in the middle of your screen? That's the ball.
You see that a lot there. You know, there isn't a sensor out there or anything like that, so it's up to what the referees see. And here we go. Here's a little trickery, maybe. We'll see what they calling it out.
And at the post again. Byron Center can't buy one. Zashevsky made the save. By the way, Cooper is the one serving the infraction.
Yeah, I think that was just a push on the ride there. I saw 2 flags, but it must have been the same thing that the referees were calling there. Now the sun's coming down a little bit, so this side to side you're going to see passes that you got to be a little cognizant of if you're out there. You can't get it too high if you're going to that far sideline. Guys can't see it.
They have released Cooper, so the man up is finished. 100 seconds to go. In a first half that has had a little bit of everything except a Grand Ledge lead. There's been 2 ties, but no leads. Back to X as Grand Ledge tries to tie it again. Cooper, what a shot and a save! He was going for top 10, but Hummer said, no dice. This is ridiculous from Cooper. That's the type of stuff you try in the backyard and think, I'm never going to try that in a game. Well, Cooper just did.
Well, he did increase his angle there, technically, running away like that. You know, that was a good, hard shot behind the back.
Let's take a quick timeout. Byron Center burns one with a minute to go in the first half and a 6-5 lead. It's getting good on a Monday night. thank you again to our friends at Cordis Inc. Owners Charlie and Steve. Been around since the magical year of 1984. AJ Cordis, we have not seen him since he got whacked near his kneecap in midfield earlier on in his second quarter. AJ's moving around okay on the sideline, so hopefully he's back in the second half. Byron Center just burned a timeout, trying to increase the lead back to 2.
Yeah, good timeout. You can't bring them with you to halftime, so get the possession you want, get what you, the play drawn up, and I think they're going to try and set up a last-second go at it here.
Yes, like a radio host once said, timeouts are not like cell phone minutes. They don't roll over. It's a deep cut for those in the know. You'd think here, Tom, Byron Center's trying to bleed off as much clock, right? Now they get to the middle. Oh, and it's home! How about the changeup from Cameron Bale? Off speed by Grand Ledge for a 2-goal lead again.
He brought that all the way around the circle, lulling people to sleep a little bit there and saw an opening. Yeah, I think they're looking for a last-second shot, but if you see an opening, you're not going to be upset at a guy taking it. And the way they're handling the face-off X right now, I would want 17 seconds left on the clock. Try and get another.
It's the first one for Cameron Bale. 4th different goal scorer in this game for Byron Center. Does Luke Moss have pixie dust? It's a white ball, so here we go. Got to move quick, 10 seconds. Tungate down the middle. 5 seconds. Moving back right. Got to let this thing go.
Hey.
Ran out of time. But Byron Center, I think, Tom, likes having a 2-goal lead against a high-powered, really talented Grand Ledge team after 24 minutes.
Very much so. I think we'll see what type of halftime adjustments come out here, and excited for a good second half here.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
The shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Want to thank our friends at ACC Supplies. They supply ingredients for companies that make cleaners and metalworking fluids, coatings, and personal care products. ACC has a strong technical team that can assist customers with additional R&D capabilities while supplying the key ingredients to make great products. We thank our friends and our sponsors at Advanced Chemical Concepts Incorporated. I want to thank our friends at Byron Center Chiropractic. Here at Byron Center Chiropractic, they are proud to help their patients live better, pain-free lives. Find them at 8194 Byron Center Avenue Southwest in Byron Center. 616-583-7810. There you see Dr. Thornton. And we appreciate the hardworking folks that just work miracles over at the Byron Center Chiropractic. Happy Cinco de Mayo, and we want to thank our friends at Los Dos Amigos Mexican Restaurant, located in Byron Center, 8233 Byron Center. And they're dealing up some delicious deals. Quesadilla Day is every Monday, $10.99 for a quesadilla. But tonight it was all about the quesadilla de pollo. And boy, was it en fuego. We had a wonderful time eating the chicken quesadillas from Los Dos Amigos Mexican Restaurant in Byron Center. Right now, this is the Preps coverage of 10 Man Live. And you can follow us on our social media. You can also follow us on our YouTube channel. It's The Prep Sports. And we deal with a lot of high school sports, and we're heavy in high school sports in the state of Michigan, from the west side to the east side. Join our sponsorship team today, like the other folks who have made this broadcast possible. And if you've got any comments, or you've got any questions, or you want to broadcast, feel free to email us at info@theprepsports.com and follow us on all of our social medias, including subscribing to our YouTube page, as well as this YouTube page you're watching it on, the Byron Center Athletics YouTube page. Right now, 7-5, the home team, Byron Center, brewing a bit of an upset. We're at halftime. Stick around. Evan and Thomas are next on the other side of this break from beautiful Byron Center. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody.
We are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we're your financial guardian angel. We're here to help you achieve your dreams. A new home, a Catholic education, that business you are working to build. We're here to support the goals of your family, your retirement, and the community that surrounds you. We're here to offer your trusted financial services inspired by Catholic values. And like your guardian angel, we'll always be by your side. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Grand Ledge comes in as one of the hotter lacrosse teams in the state. 9-2 record, undefeated in their conference, and they've won 5 in a row. I've already talked tonight about Landon Parker, who's now playing college lax in Monmouth after truly a historic career at Grand Ledge. They've been a power in the middle of the state for a handful of years. All they've really got left to do is make the state championship game at the Division I level, which is always tough when teams like Brother Rice and Catholic Central are lurking around. But Grand Ledge comes in with that 9-2 record. But tonight, they're in for a dogfight. Second half starting in about 3 minutes, and Byron Center has got a 7-5 lead on Tyson Cooper's crew. We're back to start the second half in a minute.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, hit me up with my homies, and we do it all again.
What makes people stand in this line like this for 3 hours? Because we're not Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons. These donuts are made fresh daily, and it's made with love and consistency. We got the same ingredients. It didn't change. The people know that, and that's why they standing out there.
As the voice of Michigan's student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports should be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe that athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe that students in the stands should have fun,
but not take away the focus from the game.
We believe coaches should act like teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and support their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
Start of the second half from Byron Center. They've never trailed in this game. They go into the third quarter with a 2-goal lead. 4 different goals in this game, goal scores in this game for Byron Center. Philo, Cardis, Hickson, and Bale have all scored for a Byron Center team that has totally turned around their season. They started 1-4, but now they've won 8 out of the last 9, taking on a 9-2 Grand Ledge team. It was a strong first half from Byron Center. Evan Stockton, Tom Seibel with the rest of our crew, hanging out on the west side on a Monday. Tough shot goes wide, and Byron Center backs it up. Tom, I sure think Luke Vanderkoy would love to have his team push this lead back to 3 here, early stages, third quarter.
Definitely. I mean, you want to get some cushion out there, but you can't let up at any point at this game.
Mason Sarver winding, shooting, and scoring. That's his first tonight. Lead back to 3.
Great shot coming down the alley there. Goes far side with it. Here we go. Look at that. Byron Center's been shooting low tonight, and I like that. A lot of teams like to shoot high because it's a pretty goal. A lot better percentage shooting low.
You know, sometimes you just have to get rid of beauty and just go for form factor, you know?
Yeah, there's no pictures in the scorebook.
That's true. All counts the same. It's like a bloop single off the end of the back. Counts the same as a hard hit line drive. You know, nobody knows after the game.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
At the end of the season, nobody's going to remember.
Here he is, Tyson Cooper, reigning Mr. Lacrosse in Michigan. Future Wolverine, scored 3 times in the first half.
Going to look for Byron Center to slide a little bit earlier here.
Cross to Alex Honig, who scored once in the first half. Let it go again. That shot well wide. Alex coming up a little gimpy after that shot, yeah.
Didn't come out great either. I don't know if that impacted the shot or not, but he's staying out there for now.
Yeah, you can see him left side of your screen. Alex is not 100%. He had twisted his ankle funny when he took that shot. It was kind of strange to watch. Balser. Hummer made the save. He's made a couple of nice ones tonight for Byron Center.
Gets it out quick, but Grand Ledge there for the ride. It's 3-on-1.
And Cooper plucks it away. Byron center can't get that clear. Cooper on the move. Back to the left. He finishes again. That has been his weapon of choice tonight.
Yep, driving down the right side, bring it back to the left. Show you here in a second. Just to increase the angle. It's a great move here. On the right side, bring it back over to the left, get a better angle with your shot, go to the far side. I think we've seen the same goal 3 or 4 times now, and when it works, don't change it. I mean, make Byron center, I think, change up the game plan a little bit on defending, or get a slide over there, change up the slide package.
Well, you said it earlier when we were talking about how do you try to stop a guy like that. You just make it hard. You put your most athletic guy on him, but sometimes best on best, the better guy just wins, and Tyson's been winning tonight.
Yeah, I would put a short stick on him and slide really early with a long stick. Get a quick double team. But again, you're not trying to take the ball away. You're just trying to not let him shoot, really.
Philo behind the net. Passing to space. Shot and a finish! Curtis was all alone, and he's got 3.
Curtis saw his man here. Start trickling in. Number 18 steps in right behind it. Open shot. Brings it far side.
I think this may have gotten a piece of Krzyzewski.
It might have, but 10 yards out, shooting that hard. Even a small piece, I think, is going to get you a nice ricochet there. But good time in room.
And you can control games when you win as many faceoffs as Luke Maz does. Although trouble for Byron center, they give it right back to Grand Ledge. This ties the largest lead of the game for Byron center. They got off to a 3-0 lead. Grand Ledge tied it 2 different times in the first half. Onik spinning. Cooper waiting. And he scores again. Got the long pull on him, and that lefty shot is artistry from Tyson Cooper.
Players make plays. I mean, not a lot you can knock on the defense there. He's pushing him away from the goal. This is a great shot. It's hard to defend.
You know, sometimes Steph Curry just makes a 30-footer. Sometimes Tyson Cooper just does that.
And what do you want your defender to do? You want him to push him down the alley. He goes over top. 12, 15-yard shot and buries it home. You can't have everything guarding a guy like that. So you're going to have to, you're going to give up a couple at least. But
this game starting to take a familiar tone in the third. Byron center grows the lead, and then Tyson Cooper and the Grand Ledge Comets crawl right back in it. Cooper threw it behind Olivier.
Got a broken stick there.
That may be the first mistake he's made today. That was not a mistake. What a finish. Tungay. Turn it over. Byron center, some clearing trouble. And Grand Ledge has got it again. Cooper. Behind the back pass. Olivier wasn't quite ready for it.
Got a flag down. I think we got contact to the head there. We'll see.
A couple of man-up opportunities for Byron center haven't worked today. Grand Ledge about to get one.
Look at the behind the back pass there. Nobody's ready for it besides his teammate. Good check following it, but got called with the slash.
Penalty on McKee. The senior Braxton. serving the penalty as Grand Ledge to the man up for the first time tonight. Movement for the Comets. And a finish from out top. Ryan Bolser's first tonight. And just like that, it's a one-goal game again.
Look at this good movement here. Good skip pass right in the lane, step down. Another low shot. We've seen a lot of those going tonight, and no surprise. Because you can't miss under the net.
That's true. You have been over this all night, Tom.
Yeah, you know, as a coach, it gets frustrating sometimes how many players want to shoot high. And you say it as many times as you can, but.
Luke Moss kicked it forward. Carter's got to it.
Smart not to force anything there. Get your numbers. You're outnumbered right now. Let your guys get on. Been playing defense for a minute here, so let's see what Byron Center does.
This has been the story of the night. Byron Center grows the lead. Grand Ledge gets it close again. Had a couple of ties in this game, but Byron Center has never trailed. 3 different times they've led by 3. Hickson down that right alley. Crossfield pass behind its intended target. And Byron Center can't capitalize yet again. Grand Ledge gets it over. This is Mason Myers. 4 different players have scored for Grand Ledge in this game. 5 have come from Tyson Cooper. Just under half the quarter to go. Byron Center led 7-5 at the break. Myers rolls it wide. Grand Ledge will back it up. Honig switching the cradle to the left. Nice little pass, and Cooper capitalizes. What a find, what a finish. We are tied again.
Well, we've seen just about every shot from Cooper tonight, and that's the first one he shot, I think, low to high, and it's a good one. Right there, I mean, buries it home from 12 yards out.
That is a rip. And his 6th goal tonight. Our 3rd different tie.
Oh.
Luke Moss frustrated. That's the 2nd time he started early. Grand Ledge can take its first lead tonight.
Yeah, Grand Ledge had everybody down on their offensive end there on the wings. I think Luke got a little antsy. There's going to be a fast break opportunity there.
This is Ryan Bolser dodging to the right. Pass rolling behind Olivier, able to get it. Olivier's got the long pole, shooting and scoring! Grand Ledge has got their first lead tonight. That's 4 in a row for the Comets.
Great pick there up top, running across. I didn't see who made the pick, but this is where you got to help out your defender running across the field. We'll show you here in a second. Coming all the way over, it's hard to run like that. You run into a little pick. Now we got a timeout, Byron Center. Regroup a little bit here as Grand Ledge got the first lead of the night.
We'll be back after the Byron Center timeout. Lacrosse is like hoops. It's a game of runs, and right now Grand Ledge is on that run. 4 unanswered, and their first lead tonight. Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Mike Transeth, the head coach for Grand Ledge, is a middle of Michigan guy. Went to Waverly, played Cub lacrosse at Central, coached there for a time, and now he's building Grand Ledge into quite the program. It helps to have a Mr. Lacrosse on your team and Tyson Cooper. But we're starting to see here, Tom, in this game, the other pieces for Grand Ledge are facilitating Tyson Cooper. Cooper's helping out his friends, and right now Byron Center needs some answers because Grand Ledge has scored 4 in a row and they got their first lead tonight.
Yeah, and it's sometimes in the middle of the game it's tough to come up with answers, and lacrosse is a game of runs, and you need to buckle down and know that their opportunity is going to come here and take advantage of it. But I think they're looking for something here right off this face-off X for sure.
And remember how we were telling you earlier, both teams want to play a high-scoring game? That's what we're getting. Byron Center on the run off that face-off. Philo will go behind the net. First time that Byron Center's trailing tonight. They jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the first couple of minutes in the first quarter, and they led 7-5 at halftime. Cameron Bale moving left.
In.
It rolled in.
Oh.
Everybody stopped and watched it roll in. We're tied at 10.
We've seen a couple of those tonight where you got to be looking close to the line and on the ground. Look at this roll in here. Good move down the alley. Starting to get to a low-angle shot there, just right off the goalie's side. Hey, like I said, no pictures in the scorebook. I mean, I think he was trying to bang that up top, but good finish there. And
Luke Moss starting to take over again at that face-off spot. One of the better Fogos in the state. Can tilt the game right back in the favor of Byron Center. Two teams that score it a lot. Byron Center, in their 8 wins this year, is averaging just over 15 goals per game. They just beat Cranbrook in overtime on Saturday and scored 16 in that game.
Oh, we got a little deflection there. It was a good look, but see if they can get it back on the ride.
Yes, they almost could. Grand Ledge couldn't get it over. Ball loose. And scooped up by Philo. Philo gave it up to the middle. Tough catch in traffic.
Pull it out, yep.
Now back to Axon Philo. Carter's dodging, shooting wide. Backed up by Byron Center.
Look at the shot here. Good split move, wide. That's okay. You still get the ball back. You know you got the backup. Reset.
Bale, what a move. Bale's pass too tall. Oh, we did everything right, but have that final link up. Couple of long pulls, paying catch. Kiefer found a teammate, and now it's in Tyson Cooper's very capable hands. Our 4th different tie tonight. Grand Ledge had a lead, their first of the night, for a minute. 9-2 Grand Ledge against a Byron Center team that's won 8 of 9. Byron Center wants to be a contender when we get to the Division II playoffs in a couple of weeks. Grand Ledge in Division I has won 3 straight regional championships. And they got this guy, Tyson Cooper. Bolster, bounce shot home. Grand ledge back in front.
Here we go, Bray. Another high bouncer. I mean, you love to see it. It's the best shot there is, really. I mean, I think it's underutilized personally, but that wasn't necessarily a beat your guy down the alley shot. It's just you see it opening and you take it. I mean, when they're going in, why not?
That's another face-off win. That's Balser's second goal tonight, by the way. He is the first Grand Ledge Comet, not named Tyson Cooper, to score at least 2 in the game. Byron Center has bounced back and battled back all night. Curtis drew a couple. Low pass. 3 bodies around it, plucked away by Byron Center. And then Curtis lost it. Underhill knocked it away with a long pull. Racing over that midfield line, Mason Myers, but he lost it out of bounds.
Good ride.
It'll be Byron Centers. Hickson lost it out of play. We're getting sloppy here. Final minute of the third. Back to Cooper. 6 goals tonight. He'll facilitate here. Lost it. Picked it up. Passed in front. Big save, Hummer. Man, Cooper with some wizardry there to get that thing in front to Honig, who couldn't get all he wanted to on the shot. Hummer closed off the angle, and that will send us to the fourth. Byron Center has led for much of the night, but Grand Ledge, which trailed at the half, will take a lead into the fourth. Special thank you again to our friends at Cordes Inc., owners Charlie and Steve. They've been around since 1984. ACC supplies ingredients for companies that make cleaners, metalworking fluids, coatings, and personal care products. ACC has a strong technical team that can assist customers with additional R&D capabilities while also supplying the key ingredients that make great products. Thank you to ACC and Byron Center Chiropractic for helping to support this broadcast tonight. At BC Chiropractic, they're proud to help their patients live better and pain-free lives. Call them at 616-583-7810. Tom Seibel, Evan Stockton, and the whole crew excited to be here tonight. Cinco de Mayo fun at Byron Center. two hot lacrosse teams have been going back and forth. Grand Ledge will take a lead into the fourth. Mason Myers picked it up. Grand Ledge trailed at the half, Tom, but now they lead. How did they change that game in the third quarter?
Possessions. I mean, they capitalized on, I think, the large majority of the possessions that they got there in that third quarter, converting those to goals. And I think they did a good job at the faceoff X and on the ride and clear. I mean, they were very strong on the clear, and I know they got a couple turnovers on the ride. So a couple of those together with high efficiency scoring whittle away at that lead that Byron Center had.
Alex Honig has scored in this game for Grand Ledge. They have had 5 different goal scorers. Tyson Cooper, 24. Mr. Lacrosse in the state last year, has scored 6. Out of the middle for a shot that goes wide. Evan Sparks wins the race behind the net for the Comets.
Here we go. Good shot coming up top here. Just a little bit wide. Good look.
This is Cooper.
Oh, good check.
Lost it out of his stick, got it back. The largest lead tonight for Grand Ledge is this one, 1. Honig gave it up. Pass to the middle behind Olivier. And an unforced error for Grand Ledge.
Maybe tried to force it there a little bit. That's a long pass.
So now Byron Center, which has had 5 different guys score in this game. Philo and Cartas have scored 3 times. Cameron Bale scored a couple of times. Turns it over. Grand Ledge on the run. Hey, get it to Cooper. He lost it. Race to the ball. Kicked around. Cooper's got it on the run somehow. Man, if you're Byron Center, you've got to be kicking yourself there. He couldn't get the clear.
Yeah, jumping ahead a little bit there. You want that fast break. I mean, they've been strong on the fast breaks. I know why they're trying to push it. It's just, you got to get the ball on the stick first.
Grand Ledge would love a little breathing room in a game where they've had none. Olivier off that screen. Room in the middle and a save. Hummer made the stop. Grand Ledge still got it. Back to the middle for another try that's in. The second one for Alex Honig and their largest lead.
Good ball movement. Another 15-yard shot below skipper. Lots of room out there. Byron Center's flying around on defense, and they're catching them a little bit out of position now, as I think they're trying to go for the ball a little bit too much here. Trying to get a turnover for their team here.
Luke Moss, the face-off win. He has not been the issue tonight. He'll go right down the boulevard and shoot it high.
They're going to give that to the goalie, I think. Oh, nope.
No, they said it was Byron Centers.
It's when and where, so I guess he's got a better angle than us.
Moss, the Fogo, nearly got one there. Good Fogo loves a chance like that to go right down the middle.
Oh, sometimes too much so. I think I would have liked to see a little dish off there to your wing attackman. Let him bury it, but
they waved it off.
Something.
They were blowing the whistle right.
Offsides?
Yeah, they were blowing the whistle right when Tungate made the pass. It's going to be Grand Ledges, and that sideline is going
Byron Center
nuts.
has too many guys. One too many. That's how you make opportunities quick there. Add an extra offender.
All right, Tom. So Grand Ledge has now got their largest lead tonight. There's still 8:47 to go. But when you do have a lead like this, do you change how you're attacking it offensively at all?
I wouldn't. Normally when you change is when, you know, you kind of try and pull the throttle back, take a little bit less risk. But, I mean, their offensive game plan isn't too risky. So I wouldn't, you know, they're not pushing the ball in transition, things like that as much as Byron Center is, or as much as Byron Center's game plan calls for. So I'd stay with the status quo on offense at least. Defense, maybe a little bit, but pack it in a little bit tighter. They've got to be waving off this flag that you can't get a flag on offense when you have the ball for too many men.
Yeah, I think that's what head coach Luke Vanderkoy is trying to explain here. You know, we asked him before the game, the first-time father, Luke Vanderkoy. You could see it by his face, and you can see it by the resume. He's a younger coach. He said, you know, it's kind of a blessing because the guys listen to me, but it's also a curse because I don't know if they always take me seriously.
Coming from a couple years of coaching myself, I'd say it is difficult to get players to listen to you a lot of times, no matter how old you are. You know, I'd like to see Luke's transition here. I think one thing Byron Center's benefited from was he was the OC last 2 years. So him coming in as a new coach necessarily doesn't mean new offense, new everything, right? So they're able to build off that, and I think it's shown here early in their offensive efficiency and the game plan. You can tell they like the two-man game, the picks, and see if we can get this figured out here. We're still kind of debating on where the ball is, whose ball it is, where we're starting. No penalty, though.
And we're playing the cross again. Couple of times in this game, Byron Centers led by 3. Now can Grand Ledge get it to 3? A 3-goal lead with about 8 minutes to go feels a lot different than Byron Center's 3-goal leads early in the first quarter and early in the third quarter. To state the obvious. Olivier dodging right. Pass to the middle for a shot that went wide. Cooper bounced it wide, backed up by the Comets.
I think he had a little bit more time there than he originally thought.
Cooper will get it at X.
There you go. Good switch there. Fans want a penalty? I don't think so.
Did take a nice lick to the chops. Cooper spinning. Winding, shooting wide. Hummer got a piece to it, and they roll it back to him in the circle. Byron Center's had issues with these clears late in the second half. They do get one here. They're running. Desperately need a goal here.
Pull it out, pull it out.
On the ground.
We got some flags down.
Byron Center will scoop it up with DeYoung. They're about to go back to the man up. They have not scored on their prior 2 opportunities up a man.
It's a free shot here. You got to take a good one. Oh, there we go.
That's a nice finish. Byron Center not going anywhere. That's the 4th for Reed Cardis.
I said free shot. I didn't mean the first shot, but as a coach, that's one where you're saying, no, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. Here we go. Look at him coming down here. Close to GLE. I don't know if anybody was expecting a good low shot there, far side. Hey, and now you get the penalty, potentially man up face. Let's see what the penalty was. Yep. It's a 1 minute. So they're going to have to serve that. So that's a huge win there for Byron Center if they can get this face off.
And oh, by the way, that's Brant Underhill who has to serve it. I know you've really liked the way he's played tonight.
Yeah, he's been all over the field. He's been on the draws, back down on defense, playing double time. I mean, that's a lot to ask from a pole, and I didn't see the penalty live, but
here's Philo. Man-up opportunity for Byron Center to tie it again. We've had 4 different ties in the game. They got room. And a shot wide. We'll back it up easily with DeYoung.
It's a risky skip pass there all the way across all that defender, but no harm. Keep him honest. Move it.
Pass dropped. Fighting for it. Byron
Move it
center
one more.
got it. Skip pass.
Back to
Wait.
him. Here we go.
Shot bounced wide.
Good move.
Still time
Still
for the man
alive.
up. Can Byron center tie it again? Yes,
same
they
one.
can! What a finish for Reed Curtis! This man is possessed. His 5th tonight.
Well, we just saw Reed go low. He's setting up the goalie. He's thinking he's going low every time, low to low, low to low. Bangs one up top on him. You see him cheating down here. Good skip pass right across. He's calling for it. Low to high. Wasn't ready for it. Great shot. Good movement by the man down defense or man up offense there. And we're back to even strength.
And we've still got half the quarter to go. It'll be Grand Ledges. Remember, Byron Center just won over the weekend against Cranbrook 16-15 in overtime. They have to be thinking on that sideline, all the guys in orange and black and white. Wait, didn't we just play this game like 3 days ago?
Yeah, this is a great, close, competitive game. What you love to see, and we're definitely on pace for that 15-goal mark that you were talking about earlier.
Don't worry, even though the sun's setting past 8:30, which is great news to say, by the way. Thank God it's still light out. The lights are on. We can play all night if we need to. Cooper. Pass blocked. Scooped up by Byron Center, but they got to get this clear here. A massive humanity on the far side of the field. Grand Ledge got it.
They had all 6 guys over there. Grand Ledge did. Going for that. It's a scrum for sure.
Ryan Balser. Passing to Olivier. He's given Grand Ledge the lead again.
Great one-on-one goal here. So you get him a little off balance, just enough room to get around the hip and bury it home.
That thing had some snap to it.
The whole center of the field there is open, so you get a little bit of room around a defender. You can kind of use him as a shield. It's a great play. I mean, make a shot that's hard for the goalie to see where it's coming out from. So
Luke Moss, another face-off win. We are officially under 5 minutes remaining, and we are far from being finished. So many ties and lead changes in this second half, it's tough to keep up. And unfortunately, Pat the Stat didn't make the drive today. Bad pass. Grand Ledge possession. Luke Vanderkoy is hoping his team can get this back. Big hit in the middle. No flags, and Grand Ledge kept on going with Balser.
he's got all 3 attackmen on there. I mean, great job keeping the ball on the stick there. Getting up quick.
Under 4 minutes remaining. 5-game win streak for Grand Ledge is on the line here. Olivier Patient, he's got the last one for Grand Ledge. It's the game winner for now. Tyson Cooper. Fakes, and now passes. Olivier with room. Shot blocked.
Good soak.
Grand Ledge scooped it up and got a timeout. Alex Honig will retain possession for Grand Ledge. Let's take a quick one with him. 3:12 to go. Grand Ledge 13, Byron Center 12, and what's turning out to be a darn good night of lax on the west side of the mitten.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
If you want high-level coverage like tonight in any high school sport, go follow us on all those social media channels and reach out to us, info@theprepsports.com. Still time to get a spring sports broadcast in the next few weeks, and then we'll start gearing up for fall sports season. Soccer, football, all of it will be broadcast on the Prep. But for right now, all we're thinking about is this heck of a finish at Byron Center High. A Bulldogs team that's won 8 of 9 is in danger. They've lost multiple 3-goal leads in this game. Grand Ledge, who's won 5 in a row, and they're 9-2 this season, has the ball up by 1, coming up on 3 minutes to go.
So after 2 minutes, Grand Ledge is going to have to keep it in the box. I don't know if they're just trying to play it out until then, or here we go.
Oh, the pass was behind Balser. He got there and tiptoed the side. Out of the middle, Myers, save, Hummer. That may have saved the game. What guts to make that stop for Hummer. Wow. But Grand Ledge got a steal.
Oh, and
then turn it over. So it's going to be Byron Centers after all of that.
Coach was trying to get a timeout there. I don't think they heard him, but look at the look here in the middle. Great save. One-on-one. Again, that middle of the field wide open.
Tough shot. Zashevsky the save. Coming up on 2 minutes to go. Grand Ledge the lead in the ball. Timmy Hubert for Tyson Cooper. Mr. Lacrosse in Michigan last year with 6 more tonight. If you're Grand Ledge, that's who you want holding the rock right now.
At some point here, Byron's going to have to jump out and start trying to pressure. They can't let him hold the ball the remainder of the game back behind the net.
There is no shot clock in high school lacrosse. Grand Ledge man fell. Plucked away by Byron Center.
Fast
they got
break.
a pulse. They're on the run with Philo. Luke Philo down Main Street. Taking contact, giving it up. Under a minute to go. And a timeout. Byron Center, which just beat Cranbrook in overtime over the weekend, has turned right around on a Monday night, and they're playing Grand Ledge right down to the bitter end. They got the turnover when they needed it, Tom.
They definitely did, and they're forced him right out of the box. I mean, he had 2 options there. Step out, it's Byron's ball, kind of go down, take a chance. I mean, it's under 2 minutes. You got to keep it in between those gray lines here they are, and, you know, that's one part of the rule. If you're up by more than 1, under 2 minutes, you got to keep it in there, and that's why keeping it behind the net is so valuable because you lose the ball back there. There's no way you're getting a fast break or giving up a fast break, that is.
So if you're the coaching staff, Luke Vanderkoy and all of his assistants, what are you drawing up here to try to tie the game?
Ooh. What's worked well? I mean, I'd bring some guys out. They don't have the same rule of keeping it in the box, so I'm trying to spread out Grand Ledge as much as I can. They've been trying to pack it in a bunch. We'll see if Grand Ledge comes back out in that zone that they tried to throw in first quarter, but I don't think they will. Something with space, pick. They've had success from behind the net too, but it looks like they're starting up here close to the box. I'm going to try and they got all their guys low, so I think they're going to try and do some type of mumbo or crossing pattern here. But I wouldn't be going for a last-second shot right now. Especially if you can get one in with the way the faceoffs are going. Try and go for the win here.
Reed Curtis. Tough shot off the post. The angle nearly worked. Byron center taking a big hit.
Yep. Give the ball up. Okay.
Under 20 seconds to go.
You got to get a shot.
Flag is down.
Get a shot. Get a shot.
Bouncing shot on Zashevsky. It will be a man-up opportunity for Byron center with just enough time for Magic.
And that's why I'm yelling, get a shot, because it's Byron's ball, man up. You want to, oh, great shot there. He had the goalie beat there, just hit the pipe. What can you do? But on this flag down situation, you almost want to kick the ball out of bounds in some ways. Get the man up, get your play in, or get a really, really fast shot off. But hard to say when you got a little bit of a fast break opportunity. Keep all those things in mind. But still got 8 seconds here. That's really all you need for a man-up play here. So let's see what happens.
Reed Curtis will start it. He's scored 5 times tonight. Waits, passes, shot, high. There's 3 seconds on the clock. Whatever pixie dust they've got, they need it. The last gasp for Byron center. Pass, tipped,
deflected.
And that is that. Grand Ledge to 10-2. The win streak to 6. And Byron center, which led by 2 at the half, couldn't quite come all the way back. Tyson Cooper and his merry band of Comet friends come on the road and get a big win. We're back to wrap it up and give you our G of the game after this.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
participate?
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great.
Participate!
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
Man, that's a heck of a night of lacrosse. Byron Center falls to Grand Ledge 13-12. Byron Center led at the half. They led multiple times by 3 goals in that game, but Grand Ledge wouldn't be denied. Pleased to be joined by the reigning Mr. Lacrosse in Michigan, Tyson Cooper, who went off again. He scores 6 times, but Tyson, I think what was really impressive for us to watch too, the way that you guys were facilitating the offense in the second half. How did you turn around a deficit in the first half to an eventual 1-goal win in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, somebody's got to get the party started. So in the halftime huddle, we were talking about that. Like, it's not about, we don't have to score off the first dodge. Someone's got to get it going, get the ball over the middle of the field, which we call the right-o line, and that's where good opportunities come from. So that was our game plan going in the second half, and we executed it very well.
So there's some of these little moves you make, and not just all the lefty shots, but you're trying behind-the-back shots, all these behind-the-back passes. Like, be honest with us. How often have you practiced that in the driveway, in the backyard, and do you ever think you're actually going to try it in a real game?
Yeah, way too often I practice it in my front yard. Maybe I should focus a little more on fundamentals. But we got a new coach here, Coach Steele, who preaches playing like you're in your backyard and just having a good time. And that's what we try to do out there. If it's there, you throw the behind-the-back pass. We say your stick has eyes. Sometimes that's the better look. Not about flashiness, about making the good lacrosse play.
So I think a few people know this story, but Tyson's going to go play college lacrosse at Michigan, but he goes to Grand Ledge. That's Michigan State country, and his dad went to State. His mom is a giant Spartan fan, and you grew up a Spartan fan. So, like, how long is it going to take for you to start saying go blue instead of go green?
Man, it took me a while, and I'm not going to lie. During March Madness this year, might have had a little bias towards MSU, but no, the whole family saying go blue now is a good it's good to get that going, because for a while it took a minute. It did not feel comfortable.
Well, we won't tell anybody. You're allowed to root for State for a couple more months. Then you're going to Ann Arbor, and that's done for the rest of your life.
Got to be cut off after that.
The last one for you. You guys, all of a sudden, 10-2. You've won 6 in a row, and Grand Ledge Lacrosse has done really well the last couple of years. But as we know, it's so competitive in Division I. So as you guys keep going the rest of the year and you try to make a run to a state championship, what's it going to take to keep going and try to get Grand Ledge all the way?
Yeah, right. It's going to take games like that. Like, we play 30-30. That neutral zone area is where games are won and lost for us. So it's about effort, grit, ground balls. Coach Mike likes to say the blue-collar parts of the game. We got to dominate there, and that'll get us scrappy wins.
Tyson Cooper, maybe Mr. Lacrosse again. He used to be a Spartan. Now he's going to be a Wolverine, and no matter what, he's a heck of a lacrosse player. Heck of a game, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Our G of the game. We are back to wrap up this heck of a night of lacrosse after this. Grand Ledge beats Byron Center 13-12.
Your Catholic faith, it's at the core of who you are, what you do, and the decisions you make. At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we make your faith and finances work together. From home needs to business needs, from school to retirement, we've got the financial well-being of our Catholic community covered. Visit us today and see how your faith and finances can work together. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we can get it, there's no hesitation.
Man, that was a heck of a night of lacrosse. You know, Tom, as we look back on this game, I mean, Byron Center scores the first 3, and it really felt like they had a stranglehold on this game, even until about the halfway mark of the third quarter. So how did Grand Ledge turn all this Byron Center momentum into they eventually end up winning the game?
You know, they take it one goal at a time, and that's really what it takes. You can't score multiple goals at once, and they chipped away at the lead, got stops on defense, and eventually came out on top. I mean, it happens all the time, and you know, when they facilitate the offense the way they did in the second half, and were very smart about the shots they got, things like that, I think you can chip away to lead like that. You can't get down too much. Can't. It's a game of runs, and they went on the run for the longest time in the second half. Really.
Well, I think Tyson Cooper, our G of the game, just said it to us best, where he goes, yeah, like we had to start doing the little things, the dirty stuff. And yeah, the 6 goals are flashy and the behind-the-back stuff is flashy. But those plays that Byron Center was making early on in the game to grow the lead, you will see Grand Ledge start to make later on in the game. But this thing came right down to the wire. I mean, Byron Center had a couple of cracks with 8 seconds left.
Yeah.
I know it's a tough loss for Byron Center, but they challenged themselves against a Division I team that came in red hot. I know there's no such thing as a moral victory, but if you're Byron Center, there's a lot of good to take from this game.
There's definitely a lot of good to come from it. I think, you know, they played a hard-fought game, fought till the very last minute. Pretty even match. I mean, you count the one goal that we all saw on replay multiple times, it's actually a tie game in some ways. Yeah. But who wants to look at that? You know, hard-fought game, you know, something that they can build off of. And, you know, in the right time when you want to play a challenging opponent before the playoffs start and you get into the conference playoffs, whatever it might be, you know, good time to have a game like this for sure on your schedule, and they really showed out for it tonight.
Still a handful of games to go for each of these teams. Byron Center, who last year won 14-7 and won the regional title for the first time ever. They're at Mona Shores tomorrow. Quick turnaround. Home against Hudsonville on Thursday, and then home against EGR next Tuesday before their playoff run begins. As for Grand Ledge, Tom talked about this a little bit. They got 4 games remaining in the regular season, all on the road at Forest Hills Central on Thursday. They're at AGR on Saturday, Battle Creek, Harper Creek, and Country Day after that. And then it's on to the playoffs for Grand Ledge and Byron Center, couple of teams that are on the rise in the world of lacrosse in our great state of Michigan. And tonight, they did not disappoint. That does it for us, for Byron Center. For our entire crew, Tom Seibel on color, Alex Westfall, our fearless producer, executive producer and leader, Austin Sonnenberg on replay, Rob Hunter, the Hunt Man on graphics, the pride of Bronco Productions, Mike Ryder on a camera tonight, Dale Barton, Evan Westfall on the others, and Chad Bush on utility. The man can truly do it all. Evan Stockton saying thanks for hanging with us tonight from Byron Center, and congratulations to Grand Ledge. A 13-12 win, their 6th win in a row. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night.